Hello, my name is Jed Bigler. I'm a student at Sonoran Desert Institute. Thank you for continuing this journey with me as I learn handguns. We are in striker-fired pistols at this point, week 3. For purposes of this class, my name is Jed Bigler. We are in FTH 212 striker-fired pistols. This is week 3 assignment. As you will see here is what I'm using for this video. I have a 38 special revolver, a 9mm striker-fired pistol, a toothpicker, some dummy rounds, and go-no-go gauges for these two guns. For the purposes of this video, there are no live ammunition. These guns have been cleared, and we'll show you throughout the video that they will continue to be clear and ammo-free. We're going to go ahead and start this video off with a field strip and talk about some of the sub-assemblies in this gun. So first we're going to clear the gun. You'll see that the dummy rounds are in there, and the chamber is empty, and the magazine well is cleared. We will push down and undo the slide lock and push forward and pull the trigger, as this slide will not come off without the trigger pulled. We'll set that aside and we'll go ahead and pull off this recoil spring. That's the sub-assembly. We'll pull out the barrel, which is also another sub-assembly. And then finally is the slide in itself, which is the sub-assembly that contains the striker and the striker safety. At this point, we'll go ahead and start putting the gun back together. We put the barrel in, and then we put the recoil spring back in. As you'll see, I struggle a little bit, and that's okay, because not everything goes as planned. However, we go ahead and get that in, and we move on. And as it is in, at this point, we go ahead and slide the lower receiver back into this slide, making sure that it is all in there. Pulling it back past the slide lock, and then we do a quick function check. Pull the trigger, slide it back. Sorry, hold the trigger. Now you hear the audible thud. Pull the trigger, slide it back, open it up. From this point on, we're going to go ahead and do another field trip and give you areas to look. We've cleared it. It's still clear. We slide it, slide lock down, pull it apart. Now we're going to slow down. We're going to talk about what's going on. We're looking at the barrel. The barrel shouldn't have any pits or rusting in it. You should be able to see that there's nothing really bad with the barrel in itself. Next, we're taking a look at the recoil spring. Is it have good tension? Furthermore, onto the slide in itself, we're going to take a look at the striker safety and the striker in itself. Does the striker have tension? If all that looks good, we move on. Finally, the last thing on the slide is we're going to make sure that there's no cracks in it. We're going to ting it. We're going to ting it with something metal. We're going to basically hang it up. As you'll see, I did 3 different things, and I got 3 different tings. Right here is where I got the good ting from. If there's not a good ting, it's probably cracked. As you'll see, I slowed the video down. So we are looking at the lower receiver. We're starting right here with the trigger safety. The trigger safety keeps the trigger from going back if it's not pulled. When the trigger is pulled, it starts here and it ends up back here, hitting the frame, keeping it from shooting, which also keeps the gun from firing in itself. So you must manipulate the trigger safety in order to pull the trigger. The trigger from there is connected to the trigger bar. On the trigger bar is a striker safety release, and then the trigger bar in itself, which travels down the right side of the gun inside. As I'll flip it around, you'll see the rest of the trigger bar that runs from the back of the trigger to the sear, passing the striker safety release to the sear in itself, followed up by the ejector right here and the slide stop button. And finally, on the lower receiver, we're going to take a look at the magazine release button right there. Does it have spring? Does it come through? So as you push on it, does it pop up on the other side? I push it with my finger and it doesn't pop up too well, but I'm going to go ahead and press it with more force and show you that that's what we should be looking at. Right there, the magazine will come out if pressed. Following up on the last part of this portion of the video, you asked me, am I ready for this gun? Am I ready for this platform? Am I ready to perform the maintenance of this gun? Yes, I do believe I am. I have stripped this gun many times. I've torn it down. I'm ready. This gun and others are like it, I'm ready to do. for the last part of this video, we're going to do go-no-goes for 2 platforms to show you the different designs. So one's going to be for the semi-automatic 9mm, the other will be for the 38 special revolver. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and field strip, or we're going to go ahead and clear these guns. Set these aside. You'll see that there's snap caps, right? They were loaded with snap caps, cleared the guns, and moved on. So from this point on, we're going to go ahead and take the 9mm, the semi-automatic striker fire. We're going to field strip it and take it down to where we're just dealing with the barrel and the slide. So with that, we're going to take the go gauge right here. It's already in there. I struggled a little bit, but we got it going. Take the go gauge and we're going to put the barrel into the slide, and we're going to see if it fits in there. If it fits, it'll be flush, right? This is what we want to see. We want to see a flush fit right there. I'm going to make sure everything is cleaned up or clear. Everything looks good. From that point on, we're going to take the go out. We're going to put the no-go in. The no-go should not allow this gun to lock into place with a too thick of a casing head. So with that, you'll see that this goes in, but it does not close up. So this gun will not take bad bullets as far as the casing head goes. So keeping all that in mind, we want to make sure that our no-go gauges show us that is what it is. So there you go. Now we're going to go ahead and show you on the revolver a different platform, different design of the go-no-goes. So this goes for every single chamber. You're supposed to do this. You can put the go in and you chamber it. Will this wagon wheel, will it rotate all the way around with no issues? Once you figure out the sweet spot on the hammer and everything, you can rotate it. This gun is good. Now you'll do this for every single chamber. There's 6 of them, so you'll do this 6 times. For the purpose of this video, I'm only doing it once. That was the go gauge. Now we're looking at the no-go gauge, just to show you a different platform for the purposes of this course. So with this one, once again, you find the sweet spot for the hammer, but it won't rotate. It won't go past that flap right there, which is good. It means that you need to have good casing. So you'll do that with all 6 of the chambers.